Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Let's talk about the baseball card that we have going on Wednesday, September 25th. This is kind of where we get close to the finish line, and then the postseason begins, and that's when all the fun starts. It's almost like a whole nother season, in my opinion, too, just at that level of play. A couple different ways to attack it, and within the interesting thing about Major League Baseball is I don't really view home field as a clear-cut advantage as it is with other sports. So that's kind of where we're at. Yes, it is loud. Yes, it is noisy, but there's a lot of things that we can go down to from the analytics standpoint within that. But we are going to be only talking about today's plays. I have 3 plays today. Yesterday we went a little bit big, went 3, 2, and 1. Gave out 6 plays, mostly because of the weather too. I thought there was a lot of chance for a lot of rainouts, but we ended up getting them in. But today I do have 3 best bets. We're going to go against the grain for a few of them, and we're going to go right down the middle on a lot of them because this is something where I do see some value in a lot of these plays today. Just keep it simple, dumb, and stupid, and let's just try to sweep the board here, go 3-0 with these 3 plays that I'll have with you guys right now. So let's get into it. If you're new to the channel, awesome. Make sure you all subscribe right down below the channel. Please follow me on Discord, X, handle in the bottom left of your screen, all that good stuff. And if you want to become a channel member and give right back to the TBM team, that's a great way to do so. All right, but let's get into it. Let's talk about the plays as we dive into the odds jam. And this is where we look at the first game on the card. And this will start it off. This will be our first official play. We will be taking the Seattle Mariners in this, okay? George Kirby has pitched outstanding since the likes of this season when he goes against the Houston Astros, in my opinion. And for me, the big storyline here is how trendy and how popular can we get with some of these underplays, okay? And what I mean by that is you just have to look at kind of where we're at. We have 3 outstanding pitching matchups on today's card. You go down the board, Kirby and Kikuchi. We also can go into Nestor Cortez, Zach Eflin would probably be the last of these ones I'm mentioned, but the next one would be David Peterson and Chris Sale, that great lefty matchup, and as well as we do get a Dylan Cease, Jack Flaherty. The list goes on. It's a great day for pitching, and this is something where I think as we get deeper in these games, we talk about it more. There's a reason why I think some of these totals are set at 7, 7.5, but I don't think it's something where we're going to really truly get the midseason form, the postseason kind of 2-1 games in these spots. So I do lend towards the over, kind of fading the mean, but we will have kind of a play in one of them, and we'll get to that in a bit. But for this game, I'm going to go Seattle money line. Kirby's pitched phenomenal against the Astros. Every bone in my body wants to take Kikuchi with how he's been pitching for the Astros since being acquired from Toronto. But it's just something a little bit weird in this game where I'm going to stay away from it. I don't suspect all these pitchers are going to get full starts. They might be on a little bit of a pitch count as well. And the Mariners have to win this game. So that's kind of what the handicap lies to. We've been playing kind of a trend here. It's kind of the hangover trend, if you will. The Astros coming into this game after clinching, and you could see right now with Gunnar Henderson, or actually it was a holiday for the Baltimore Orioles, and them boys were drinking. All right, they were celebrating. So Yankees kind of filled that void today with that bounce back spot after losing yesterday. So that's kind of what we're going to get into. But I am taking the Mariners off of that principle. I just see that a lot of these teams go out, celebrate, and then they don't have their best stuff the next day. So give me the Mariners minus 130, best number out there. All right, Cubs, Phillies, okay? This is a stay-away game for me, and this is kind of what we did yesterday, same kind of school of thought. The Cubs beat the brakes off the Phillies, and the Phillies partied all night. So, I probably was an outlier in that because some of my best games I ever played were on days that really had no business going to work that day. But nonetheless, it works for some, not for many, and definitely pitchers are kind of the ones that struggle within that heat. But the game being played in Philadelphia, we get a 93-65 club going against Javier Assad. There's really no edge for me in this game. Yeah, if you want to lay the $1.90 with the Phillies off a loss, go for it. There's no value. So it's Phillies run line or nothing, but I don't like them in this spot, okay? Brewers, Pirates, that will be kind of where we're at within the next one. Luis Ortiz, Freddie Peralta, no play for me. We were on the no-run first inning bet yesterday, and then subsequently in that second inning, I think there was 5 runs scored. So I'd like to take credit for that, just playing Pirates no-run first innings when the pitching matchups are plus in the plus category, but I can't take credit for all that. Sometimes you just get lucky within those nerfies. But 6:40 first pitch, I would lend towards taking the Brewers here. It's just kind of one of those games where morale becomes a question, and how much actually do both clubs have to play for. So minus 145 on the Brewers would be a lean, not an official play. Okay. Tampa Bay and Detroit. Detroit needs to win the game, but we do get kind of this interesting game right now for Zach Littell and Kyler Montero. Now, why this is interesting is we look at some of the playoff considerations. Detroit has to win, and both of these teams have kind of hit the baseball really well as of recent. For me, if I was going to get on one over today, it would be this game. So that's where we're going to have to find Tampa Bay at that over 7.5. And that would be kind of the second over that I would play today. However, we will get into later on this board where we talk about my next official play, which will be the only over I take on today's card, and that will be with the likes of the Cincinnati Reds and Cleveland Guardians. Okay, more so the handicap I have within this is I think the Guardians are smacking the baseball, and I think the Reds with Jacob Junis out there, 4-0, 2.61 ERA. Maybe a little bit fool's gold. We get a little interleague kind of showdown. Just kind of a weird kind of fade the public in this. A lot of people are taking the under. We could see the number set at 7.5, and also Cleveland on the money line at minus 137. I just don't agree with it. I think we get runs in this game. I think that we see the 7.5 fly over. You could take a juiced up 7. That's actually what I'm going to do here too as well, because right now that 7 is juicy at like a minus 120 price. That's what I'm going to take because it gives us insurance. We get a 3-3 extra innings. It gives us that 4th run as an insurance policy. So we do get a push. All right, so that's where I will be with my second best bet. Kansas City, Michael Lorenzen going against DJ Hers. It's Kansas City or nothing. Just quite frankly, if we look at the odds right now at a minus 23 price, it's a kind of a good number to lay. So I would back the Kansas City Royals. That would be a strong lean for today as well. Zach Eflin, Nestor Cortez, minus 130 for the Yankees. I like it. I think that's a great play. I think going back to the Yankees in this spot would be where my money would be at if we get the Yankees minus 130. Baltimore, they scored some runs, but quite frankly, they didn't really hit the baseball too well. It was just more so a couple big innings, and then we had that late blast and sending it obviously out of reach, and the Yankees losing, I think, 5-3 yesterday. But that's kind of where I'm at, and I am going to use that kind of hungover clinching the playoffs excuse here, where we do take the New York Yankees at a minus 130 money line price. That's kind of where I'm at, using the same principle that we did with Philadelphia. Just like the Yankees, off a loss, we get them when they need a win. They're fighting for that second spot. They're fighting to maintain that spot for the first round bye, and that's kind of where we lend towards taking the New York Yankees minus 130 right here on the money line. All right, Boston Blue Jays, no play for me. The last one we will get into will be the play I have within the Braves Mets. We'll save that to the end. And quite frankly, the other games on the card are unbettable in my opinion. Marlins Twins. Twins are a huge number, but that's something where I would lean towards. If the Twins have to win a game, it's going to be this one. $1.68. Great parlay builder with Simeon Woods Richardson going on the bump, but I'm not going to lay it. That is a good parlay builder, though, in my opinion. Rockies Cardinals, this is one where I do see going to the over. Fetty and Gomber pitching, it's only set at right now 10, which is a good number. Fetty's probably the reason why, bringing that total down, but I could see this game going over. We do get some value. Any game in Coors Field that you grab at around 10 poses some value to the over. All right, and then we could talk about a couple more. The most interesting one, I think, is the rematch between the Padres and the Dodgers, where we saw yesterday the Padres are playing some great baseball. Look for that to continue. They do roll out Dylan Cease going against Jack Flaherty. This will be an interesting matchup. I'm going to stay away from this one because, for my money, I do like the Jack Flaherty-led Dodgers. However, Dylan Cease has, kind of got his swagger back. Almost threw another no-hitter, I believe, the other day. If my memory serves me correctly. So it's hard to bet against the Padres right now, although I would lean towards taking Dodgers. I always take them when they don't score a lot of runs, take them on a bounce back, over team total, so on and so forth. That's just kind of how I play them more times than not. All right. Rangers, Athletics, no play for me in this one. This is probably a Cody Bradford, Brady Basso. This is a no-run first inning candidate. I think there's going to be zero offense in this game unless it gets absolutely ugly. But for me, there's just no offense. So if you do want to bet the no-run first inning, I don't mind that in that spot. Okay. And then the final game we talked to before my last official play will be the Giants and Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks got to win, okay? We called the Giants yesterday at a plus price, and they absolutely killed the Diamondbacks. I think they won like 11-0. So I'm not going to take credit for that blowout, but I did like the Giants with Logan Webb on the bump. And today we throw out Mason Black. If the Diamondbacks were going to win a game, it would be today, but I'm not going to lay the minus 213 price. And I don't trust them enough on the run line, even at an even money price, where we do get the Diamondbacks minus 1.5 at plus 100. Okay, so that'll be it. That's kind of what we got going on. My last play of the day is I'm going to get chalky with it. I am going to take the Mets Braves. You could dive into the first 5 total if you want to go under, but I'm going to go under the 7.5 full game Mets Braves. I think the Braves are due for a little clunker, and I think after their offensive output yesterday, the Mets only scoring 1 run. I think this one against good pitching, we kind of see a little bit of a pull-up game, so I think that we do get under the 7.5. Look for this total to be a final of like a 3-1 game at most, okay? And that'll wrap it up. Those are my best bets. All right, so we have 4 going for you guys, and apologies, I don't have the actual rundown where you can see the sticky, but that's kind of where we're going to go. Mets, Atlanta under 7.5, Seattle money line minus 130, Cleveland, Cincinnati over the 7 runs, and the New York Yankees with that minus 130 price on the money line. So those are my 4 best bets. Appreciate you guys. As always, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe down below. Follow me on X. The handle is in the bottom left of your screen. And if you want to become a channel member, greatly appreciate all my channel members tuning in as we wrap up this Major League season. Appreciate you guys. Good luck with your picks. We'll see you guys all tomorrow. Cheers.